Haiti, Tzu Chi volunteers teach 17 female class attendees textile skill set. Tzu Chi doctors combine Chinese and Western medicine to save COVID-19 patients. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Hu Chiao. Thank you for joining us. In Haiti, Tzu Chi volunteers held tailoring vocational training class in a school in Saline, teaching 17 female students from impoverished families tailoring skills. Let's take a look.
Once they set a goal and learn, they will grow with joyfulness.
If you do not like tailoring, it is useless to come here, as you will only waste time and won't learn to make good clothes. However, if you are interested in tailoring, in just 1 to 2 months, you will be making beautiful clothes.
Tzu Chi has held a tailoring vocational training class in the school in Saline. They hope to help the participants pursue a better future.
This program will last for 10 months. During the 10 months, we hope to train the 17 female participants to learn tailoring skills. They have been waiting for the program to begin. It is a good opportunity for them. Not only can they learn tailoring, they can also earn some income.
I'm happy for these sisters of mine. Most of them do not have stable lives. With this program, they will find a meaning in their lives.
The training class is free and offers living stipends. The teacher's mindfulness can be seen on the first day of class.
I'm happy to teach students of all ages. I feel very honored to teach this tailoring class. Regardless of who they are, I have a confidence to teach them well. I will start with teaching them to make masks. We will teach the students mindfully. They are simple and also confident tailoring skills. I like to tailor. When you tailor, you will talk less and concentrate on your work.
In the class, the expectant mother has plans for her future.
Even though I am pregnant, it won't stop me from coming here to learn. I cannot wait till my child is born to come to learn, as someone will take my place. Even though I am not feeling well, I will still come here to learn with joy.
The class participants will also learn Jingsi aphorisms. After they complete their training, they might be referred to work at textile factories.
As the pandemic has become severe, hospitals have opened dedicated wards. Many nurses have chosen to stay in the dorm in order to protect their families. They dedicate their time and efforts to fight against the virus on the front line.
是不是妈妈？
妈妈，你忘记了 ？Hello。
Hello， 你跟妈妈 hello。
Hello。
你跟妈妈 hello。
Cho Xinghui is a nurse caring for COVID-19 patients. As she does not want to affect her family, she has chosen to stay in her dorm while she works. She has not returned home for more than a week. This is the first time she is Skyping her son, which is 1.5 years old.
拜拜。你很淡漠哎，小那个子燕。有什么感想哦？我觉得有一点点冲击。
What are my thoughts? I feel a bit surprised. Is it because I did not waking up and tell him that I was leaving home, so he's ignoring me? He's a bit angry.
She has taken care of the child before he turned 1 year old. Maybe he has not seen his mother for a long time, so he is a bit angry.
但这个影片就是有点。
Another nurse has chosen to stay at the dorm. Currently, her family is caring for her children, who are 3 and 2 years old.
I adjusted my mindset and waited until the third day to Skype my children. I wanted to listen to their voice. Although they looked for me, they only did it for a little while, because my sister-in-law and mother-in-law told them that your mother is in the hospital as there's much virus outside.
This is the daily life of nurses in the dedicated wards. A total of 7 nurses, who are also mothers, have chosen to stay in the dorm. Not only can they concentrate on work, they can also protect their families.
In fact, as I did not spend much time with my family, I feel that I owe them. However, I think right now the people here need me more.
These nurses are also mothers, wives, and daughters. As the pandemic has become severe, they have taken on the responsibilities.
If no one's willing to support the patients who will fight against the pandemic, it is better for us to take care of the confirmed cases. We choose to stay at the dorm and not return home so we can protect ourselves. This way, it will be safer.
The nurses take care of the patients and pay back to society. It is hoped that as people in Taiwan battle against the virus, they may reunite with their families soon. Living in a quarantine hotel, this is where a 9-year-old boy spends his birthday. Upon noticing his situation, a medical team from Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital prepared noodles and cakes, bringing warmth to this family during their quarantine period. In New Taipei City, a medical team at a quarantine hotel brought a birthday present for a 9-year-old boy. Before dinner, we celebrated for him. We called and the mother said that the cake was finished, but they didn't start dinner yet. I think the child is happy, and it also makes us feel motivated to move forward. The family of 5 lived inside a quarantine hotel. Though the birthday looked different this year, the hospital staff asked the chef to prepare longevity noodles and cakes, sending delicious food to the family.
They're innocent COVID-affected patients. No one thought of receiving the virus, so we try to satisfy them by giving some supplies, hoping that they can return home quickly during the pandemic.
A total of 250 confirmed cases moved into the quarantine space, as there are 30 children for elementary school and kindergartens. The hospital provided desserts for them. Though frontline medical staff are busy, they'll find time to bring care and blessings to families in need. In Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center, the medical team combines Western treatment with Chinese medicine. 2 patients are recovering, including an 80-year-old grandpa.
The 80-year-old grandfather was sent to Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital for treatment due to high fever and breathing problems.
The X-ray displayed white because there's no oxygen in it. It's mostly gluish, so the patient cannot breathe.
There's also this mother and son pair who was confirmed to have COVID-19, and as the mother's condition worsened, she was moved to Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
When the second patient came in, they had very low oxygen saturation.
The medical team uses Chinese medicine and Western treatment, allowing the grandfather to move to a lighter unit on June 1st.
By combining Western and Eastern medicine, the patient will have a chance of recovery. So by adding Chinese medicine with Western treatment, it also helps with treating severe symptoms.
With a combination of Eastern medicine and Western treatment, this patient recovered within 24 hours.
On the next day, we used medical oxygen. We didn't use a lot of it, and the patient's vital signs became stable.
As the medical team continues to cure patients, it is hoped that recovered patients may receive encouragement and blessings.
Since the start of the pandemic, confirmed cases has been on the rise globally. In Taiwan, cases that are from asymptomatic infections often leads to patients lacking oxygen, leading up to a sudden cardiac death. As more patients suffer from a lack of oxygen, medical staff are helpless, while citizens start to make panic purchases on oxygen cylinders. Follow a report as we learn more about the situation.
The workers in the oxygen and gas company are busy filling up the cylinders because due to the pandemic, demand for medical oxygen greatly increased.
We are here at the Taipei Oxygen and Gas Company. The company is a bit over 60 years old, and now they mainly serve hospitals. Both Taipei and New Taipei City use the most medical oxygen, though the company also serves hospitals all around Taiwan.
Actually, in the Taiwanese market, oxygen will never go out of stock. Because between vendors, we support each other well.
Factories and dealers often receive phone calls from citizens requesting oxygen cylinders once the situation gets tougher, though medical oxygen can only be purchased through a doctor's prescription.
There's a difference between medicine with prescription and without prescription, which leads to different options to purchase oxygen cylinders. The oxygen cylinder is about 10 liters or above, meaning that the volume is larger than 10 liters. This requires a prescription from a doctor. Because the volume is too big, if the buyer isn't a patient, we will often tell them to go to a hospital for treatment instead.
Taiwanese vendors said that during the outbreak of COVID-19 in India, oxygen cylinders were more lacking in comparison with oxygen. Like this small medical oxygen cylinder, it costs around 4,000 NT dollars.
It's easy to get oxygen, but it's tough to get the cylinder itself. Because oxygen is like free business, we take it from the air and process it with devices which uses electricity, water, and human labor.
The process of producing oxygen starts with separating oxygen and nitrogen. After purification, oxygen is turned into liquid gas as it is distributed into different factories, then installed into cylinders. Therefore, as long as there's air, the business remains in operation. But recently in Taiwan, many COVID-confirmed patients experienced sudden cardiac death, which could be the cause of happy hypoxia, meaning that the patient suffered lack of oxygen before having symptoms.
When there's not enough oxygen within the body will have some alerts. Sometimes we'll have symptoms such as chest tightness, breathing problems, increased rate of breathing, heart rate increases, and much more. When patients of COVID-19 have similar symptoms, we discovered that they won't feel a lack of oxygen because they don't display any symptoms like breathing issues.
A normal person's oxygen saturation is about 95% or more. Around 91 to 94% should one be cautious, and if the number dips below 90%, there might be symptoms such as increased heart rate, abnormal kidney and liver functions, and unstable mind. The patient must be treated immediately. Patients suffering from happy hypoxia will not experience breathing issues, but once they feel it, most pass away. Due to this, an important step is to be aware of the oxygen saturation percentage.
When there are low oxygen saturation levels in a COVID-19 patient, sometimes when there are changes within the body, the patient cannot respond on time. So if the patient displayed symptoms, it's all up to their oxygen saturation level and time to determine if there's really an emergency. So the patients suffering from chronic diseases, there are hidden risks in low oxygen saturation levels, which will trigger their heart or other related issues.
If you don't have a pulse oximetry at home, you can still monitor yourself. If you walk normally for 6 minutes and your face starts to turn black, seek immediately medical treatment.
Due to the increasingly serious pandemic, medical oxygen must not stop production. But workers in Taipei Oxygen and Gas Company face potential infections since the oxygen cylinders return from hospitals. Applying ethanol to the cylinders, this is to prevent infections.
毕竟我们的送货人员每天都必须要到医院去。
We are delivery workers and we have to visit hospitals every day. So normally we have a higher chance to come into contact with patients and medical staff. To our production crew, they have to deal with oxygen cylinders coming back from hospitals, so they're actually working with high risk.
In Europe and the United States, there were confirmed cases in oxygen and gas companies, causing the entire factory to shut down, leading up to an oxygen crisis. Let us hope that these heroes without caps may continue to help hospitals through tough times.
Tzu Chi volunteers hope that in traditional rituals, people can use vegetarian products instead of meat. In our report today, we'll meet two girls who are promoting vegetarianism. They use the internet to influence people around them and even strangers to adopt a vegetarian diet. They hope that as people embrace vegetarianism, they can nurture their compassion for animals.
I'm Fan Tingjie and I'm 11 years old. I think adopting a vegetarian diet is a good way to protect ourselves and the earth.
I'm Chen Yingru and I'm 13 years old. My mother chose to embrace vegetarianism. Being a vegetarian is my choice.
Fish is also alive. I feel very sad seeing them being killed here. I feel they're very pitiful. But in the market, people want to eat them, so people sell them. Earlier, I saw the vendor pulling out intestines from the fish stomach. There are a lot of intestines in the fish stomach, just like humans. I've seen many YouTubers or other people promoting vegetarianism on the internet, so I've been thinking about what I can do as a child. Hello everyone, I'm Little Rose. Today I will introduce Hakka stir fry. It's Hakka stir fry in Mandarin. Let's begin to cook now. First turn on the stove and add some cooking oil. You do not need to add too much oil, just the right amount. I want to let everyone know that adopting a vegetarian diet does not need to eat lavish dishes. In fact, you can embrace vegetarianism by eating simple dishes. Then I also want to tell everyone, when you eat meat, you might see them as food, but you do not see them as lives. That's why you eat meat. He's alive, you simply order food and eat them. The Hakka stir fry I make today is vegetarian. There are meat and squid that have been replaced by vegetarian food. But the taste is the same, and this dish did not hurt any life. In fact, there are few negative comments on the internet. There are many words of encouragement. Do not pay attention to the negative comments. Maybe some people felt bad or something and they simply left some messages. We only look at the words of encouragement. Adopting a vegetarian diet, we do not need to mind people's comments. Embracing vegetarianism is good for ourselves, and it also protects lives. We should listen to people's blessings. We can encourage other people to adopt a vegetarian diet. Do not be influenced, but influence other people.
Sometimes adults might lack the courage. When I tell other people we should adopt a vegetarian diet, they might ask us, why should we adopt a vegetarian diet? But they will not say these words to a child. Children might have more courage to do what is right than adults. In fact, we want to use children's strength. We have resources and the children are willing to do this. Then we just do this together. Hello, the viewers of Hurry to Embrace Vegetarianism. We have come to the site of this training. Today we invited 5 meat-eating friends to our event site. They will experience eating vegetarian food. Let's take a look. In the beginning, I thought promoting vegetarianism is very difficult. Because I asked my classmates and relatives why they eat meat. Their reply is, this is my own choice, you should not interfere. Then I feel that if I promoted vegetarianism, people might not accept it. So I did not dare to promote vegetarianism as I was afraid of being rejected. Although some people rejected me, there are still people who are willing to support me.
同学，我可以问你们一件事情吗？
当然可以啊。
一天有2亿2千多万生灵被宰，一年有806亿多动物送命。那请问你们愿意跟我一起一人拉一人如素救地球吗？
我才不要的。
为什么不愿意？
我最喜欢吃的就是肉啊。
愿意从一天1餐素食开始做起。
好吧，我试试。
When I was in 6th grade, she asked me if I was willing to try eating vegetarian food for a month. I did not think much and I was curious, so I tried it. Then I discovered embracing vegetarianism is good.
为什么我们就可以？
Why do we love little dogs and cats and treat them well, but we cannot treat pigs, sheep, and chickens the same way?
这件事情虽然看起来很微不足。
While this matter might seem insignificant, but she's willing to use her little strength to influence people around her. So I feel deeply touched by her. I've taught her, so I want to support her ideals and do this.
When I was in 6th grade, When the presidential election was over, my teacher wanted us to write a letter to the president and express our thoughts.
在里面写自己想说的话。我最大的心愿就是希望
My biggest wish is that everyone can feel that people and all living beings in the world are reliant on each other.
所以希望大家可
I hope people can adopt a vegetarian diet and treat the earth better
地球
and treat the living beings better.
世间万物好一点。
吃素是人类文明必经的一个过程。
Adopting a vegetarian diet is a process of human civilization. What does it mean to be carefree? You should know where you are, what you are doing, and what you're eating. There's the English phrase, you are what you eat, there's no difference. This is basic compassion. In Malaysia, Tzu Chi Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter has held a 21-day health challenge. They have asked participants to switch to a vegetarian diet for 21 days. In the community, volunteers have worked with restaurant owner to design a healthy menu. After 21 days, many participants discovered that they have become healthier.
Every one of us has joined this Health Challenge 21. We are all one family. During the 21 days, we will work as a team.
Kuala Lumpur and Selangor city volunteers have walked into the community to promote 21 days of plant-based diet that won much positive responses.
Oil that endures high heat, under extreme high heat, still oxidizes. As it oxidizes, if we eat it, we will have inflammations. There are antioxidants in the beans and ingredients that are anti-inflammation. This is why we suggest people eat whole foods.
As people walk into vegetarian restaurants, they want to eat healthy food, but they do not know where to start. Volunteers have worked with restaurants and designed a healthy menu for 21 days. After 21 days, the participants have felt the changes in their physical health.
血红素比较
My hemoglobin was a bit low. After eating vegetarian food for 21 days, it increased. I'm happy that my cholesterol has decreased. I'm so happy. So when we eat affects our cholesterol. We eat the wrong food and cause cholesterol.
I have gradually realized that as we eat food, we want to be healthy. We should not only pick the tasty food, as tasty food might not be healthy.
Adopting a vegetarian diet may help people pursue good health. The 80 participants have experienced the benefits of vegetarianism and will be more confident to promote vegetarianism.
In order to assist Hualien County Police Department, Tzu Chi volunteers donated 300 face shields and 500 sets of gloves to frontline police officers. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.